Greetings, and welcome back to Brick and Lantern. You asked and we listened, so we're going to go back and do another episode of Hit the Bricks. Back again with me today is my friend Drew, and he can explain the theme for the day.
Hey everyone, glad to be back. So today's theme is going to be kind of a general outdoor scene that we're going to be doing today.
Yes, reminiscing and remembering times gone by when we could go outside.
Here I am pouring out all my pieces that I am going to be using. Those are my figures, as you can see. There's all the way on the right is the figure I used last time. Just thought it would have been a nice little
throwback.
Yeah.
See how our character has progressed from the desert to what looks to be some kind of forest. You got a lot of green parts here today.
Yeah. There I am, taking my 2 plates, and I'm gonna take a page out of your book and try to do a raised platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I really like that you did the brown kind of dirt layer instead of a green solid grass, because I would have sprung a different direction, but as I understand, you weren't really sure where you were going.
No, I thought I had a plan. What I'm doing here was not my original plan at all. Mm-hmm. But what I'm doing now is actually kind of making a little waterfall. I thought this idea was pretty clever.
I like the use of that translucent blue plate you've got there going down.
There's my guy there sporting a new hairstyle.
Very nice. Grown out a little bit. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, but I like that you made use of this translucent blue piece, which I just got out of like a random box of bricks.
Right.
So I didn't have any ideas what to do with it. I think waterfall, very solid idea.
Yeah, and what I'm doing now is just taking some different colored blue studs and putting them in that little pond area, and I put some clear studs on the end of that blue piece to signify like the splashing water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I put a bucket up there just to add to the scene. A little gate right there as well.
Yeah, it's a really neat feature that you've got going. When I was watching you build, I looked over and saw it. I was like, God damn, that's I should have thought of that, because I did something. I guess we'll see it a little later, but I also had some water.
Then I put those cactuses on the edge, and also on the edge of that pond I put some plant life. Got a lot of flowers going in another plant, just to make it pretty.
Yeah, and I was surprised you found all those rods.
Yeah,
with the stud attachments.
Yeah,
at the bottom.
that's also just to make like a little barrier. Now I was trying to add a little more onto the base without spilling all the water pieces everywhere.
Yeah, you might have jumped the gun putting them in a little early, but that's still, I mean, it still looks really, really good. And then you're going in, doing a fence here?
Yep, doing more fencing.
Yeah, changing the orientation a little bit there.
Right.
Oh, well, that looks nice. I really like that you used the same character the whole time. I think that's really cool, and hopefully if you come back, you'll be able to work this character into more builds. I'll set them aside for you.
Yeah.
The little mushroom with
the face.
Yeah, I think that came from the minifigures sets. There was a minifigure, I think the acorn guy. I had pulled him twice.
Huh?
I bought two bags on the same day and got 2 of those little acorn guys, which talk about some kind of luck.
Yeah.
Talk about some kind of luck.
Right.
I don't know if it's good or bad depending on how much you like acorn men.
Yeah. Yeah, there I am making a little like table for some stuff. There's a. Yep.
Yeah, I see you finished a little early, but I think you managed to pack it all in.
Yep. So here's my build kind of up close. Back again with the table. I moved the bucket over and I added a little backpack and a katana there. Just maybe to like use as like a brush clearing tool.
Yeah, I think it looks nice. I really like.
One thing that I think I could have added more was more to the bottom where I was raising it up. It just kind of looks like it's on like stilts or something, but I had all those leftover brown pieces where I could have just like at least put more on the edge.
We're going to go on to mine. I think base plate troubles I think you're going to see will carry through. I took a lot of sand yellow. I also wanted to do water, but I wanted to take this happy little fellow and put him in a strange new situation.
The original Lego face.
Yeah, I like that simple smile. I think that it goes a long way, and I really just wanted to take him and put him into a situation. And I don't know why I wanted to do this to this poor happy fellow, but I wanted to strand him on some kind of island.
Who could do that with such a face?
Yeah, such a nice guy, and so immediately I start building, I raise my base plate, and I realize I don't have enough space to get what I want to get done, completed. Look at that, I don't have enough. So I actually take some more plates and start raising those up themselves, individually. And this was something that I had never done before. I think it gives it a little bit of an irregular shape in terms of, we've got a little bit of a shoreline going. So I really liked that. But also, again, with the space constraints, I kept running into them, kept thinking that I would have enough space to get all the details I wanted in with the raft and the cactus.
Yeah, I see you're using the cactus too.
Yeah, I had a couple pre-built cactuses, so I decided that we'd break those out. Another thing that I like is the use of the alternate sand colors. I don't know if it fully works, but I think that it's just something a little different.
No, I think it's a good idea. Kind of like what I did with the clear studs
for
the splashing water. It kind of makes it look like the water's coming up on shore with the tide, and like there's wet sand. Yeah, and the whole time you're going to see me throughout this build struggling with this shelter idea, because I had this idea of, we'll have a campsite and we'll have a little shelter with the figure right next to it. Yeah, that's going to be the theme, is me struggling with the space constraint, trying to get everything, all the details in that I want. I also added a couple of extra studs to the water to kind of just texture it a little bit. That's been really the deal with the flat plates, is I wanted to take it, give it some extra texture, give it a little grit, make it seem a little more natural. The fish, yes, we have the fish roasting over the little tiny fire pit there. So when I was grabbing parts, I thought I grabbed enough, and clearly I didn't, especially when it came to my idea of building this shelter. So I'm really just trying to make the most out of everything I can, and you can see already, this early in the process, putting the minifigure on, and just trying to get him in the right position. Kind of a sign that I'm scraping the space constraint of this build, because I can't make it too crazy. I don't have enough parts, but I actually add a larger, I think 6x6 base plate on, or just 6x6 sand yellow plate on, to try to give myself some more room. And the whole time I'm just fighting to get as much room as I possibly can. So I think it wasn't the time that we had to build this time. I think it was the space, at least for me. Like, I did not have enough space. Yeah, we added a couple extra minutes on. Because last time we thought,
Yeah, we did
just a little too short.
We did 15 minutes this time. And 15 minutes?
I think that's the perfect amount of time.
Yeah, I think that 15 minutes really gave us enough time to complete the build, and a little extra time to revise a tiny bit, but not too much. So you can see, again, I've raised it up another stud. I'm going back to the idea of building a tiny little shelter, which is just not working. And you can see I've got the clip hinge on there, and I'm trying to essentially disguise it with these green bricks, but it's not coming together. It hadn't. I'm gonna do it at some point, because I wanted to do it when we had decided the theme. I was like, I want to do a shelter of some kind. Very primitive kind of one. And as we're trying to do this, I'm trying to get it to work and every other concept I have with the pieces I have, and I couldn't manage it with the tight time frame. So I think at some point I gotta come back to it and actually do it, because I know exactly what it's gonna look like in my head. Yeah. I just didn't have what I needed to actually execute on it.
No, I think like a little shelter would be a good theme.
Yeah, definitely. And the other challenge that I run into with not having enough parts is my base plate. My base raising actually ends up incomplete in the back. But I think that what I was able to jam into this tiny little build of our island explorer was effective enough. But you can see in the back I'm using plates, I'm using bricks. I actually end up using some brown slopes to, as quickly as I can, build up a base. So it's not entirely solid. But I think that in this situation, and like this plucky survivor, we make do with the amount of parts that we have. But I think we're running up against another constraint here. There it is, our brave crash shipwrecked little guy. So yeah, we're gonna put them side by side and take a look and see who did what a little differently. Yours is a lot more detailed than mine, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was a pleasure as always having you on the show.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
And happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. We know that it is coming up. Enjoy the time with your family and friends, and don't take them for granted, folks, because you never know when you're gonna lose them. But it's always a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks for coming on. And
yeah, thanks a lot.
And take care. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.